can you negotiate the price? Absolutely. But I think there's just a way to go about things. And if you go about things the right way, sometimes you don't even have to negotiate. A lot of times, depending on your situation, the down payment is non-negotiable. But at the same time, it's figuring out what is your goal and to negotiate to make sure you get that goal. That is the negotiation right there. I would finance with you if you can present me either a rate that's better than mine, a term that's better than mine, or if you'd give me a better deal to finance with you, whatever it is, right? That's kind of where the negotiation starts. The out the door number is exactly what you should be negotiating. And that total number is really what you should be negotiating, because that's what you're going to be paying the loan on. I think definitely the price is negotiable to a certain extent. I don't think you should just walk in to negotiate. It just depending on what's important to you. Every point of negotiation should come with some sort of backup. You can't negotiate APR when nobody else will approve it. Welcome to another episode of MotorCast, baby. If you're looking at us on YouTube, welcome. So amazing to see your lovely face. I hope you feel the same way. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me get a drum roll. Kenneth, throw a drum roll in here. Allow me to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Homer Lopez.
What's up, guys? What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing
super
pretty
excited
good, man.
today
Super
to be with
excited
you.
to be here. What's today's episode about?
Today's episode is gonna be what things to negotiate on a dealership. What things can you negotiate, or what things we have the opportunity to negotiate at a dealership.
Absolutely.
But before that, bro, do you feel that it's too much gray on me today?
No, I think it's actually just the perfect amount of gray. I feel like if there was any more, I wouldn't be happy. If it was any less, I would feel like it's too little. But I think right now you have the perfect amount.
The sales guy is speaking today. Oh my God. So I was asking Rahim what's his favorite song. What's your favorite song again?
My favorite song is Waves by Mr. Probs. It goes slowly drifting away.
That just has the name, bro. What you did? But my favorite one is Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines.
There you go. I wanted to sing it just in case people know the song but didn't know the name, so that way I could help them figure out exactly which song I was talking about.
And one thing that we have in common is that I have this still man, like male, right? But our favorite artist back in the days was Justin Timberlake.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just kidding. Right before that, yeah, absolutely. I think Justin Timberlake is at the top of the list. Dude's got some talent.
Yeah, I know. So let's get into it, bro. What things? But not before that. Can we actually negotiate something when we come to a dealership? Not Motorvation, but a dealership in general.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, unfortunately, most dealerships are still stuck in how things used to be, where it was all just about, in my opinion, like price gouging and just don't get me wrong. I don't think profit is a bad word, but I think there's levels to it, and I think there's a right and wrong way to go about things. So my goal is just to give everybody a little bit of information, just in case they're not going to Motorvation, or in case they're maybe not shopping at a dealership that maybe has the mindset that we have, just to help them get a little bit better deal. That is my main goal.
Okay, so in essence, if I'm a consumer, right? Can I actually negotiate the price? I mean, if I'm saying that the vehicle is the typical $99.99 with 99 cents, can I actually negotiate the price, or how does it work?
You know, in the short, yes. But okay. I think it's just a way to go about things, right? I think it's a two-sided street, right? I think consumers are wanting to negotiate with dealers because they've been ripped off so many times, or the tendency is that, hey, dealerships are there to rip people off. So I think it's just like that old grandpa, grandma, dad, mom, how they used to do it back in the day. That mindset is so set up with us that it's like, it's almost like a must, like you have to negotiate, right? So I think it just depends too, right? So like, can you negotiate the price? Absolutely, right? But I think there's just a way to go about things, and if you go about things the right way, sometimes you don't even have to negotiate. Like, believe it or not, on the last car purchase I made for myself, I didn't negotiate the price. It just wasn't what was important. Is other things also that you can negotiate, right?
Okay. But one thing that for some reason I've been watching on different TikToks that I'm seeing is that some dealers or the majority of dealers are not their prices are non-negotiable. What do you think about that?
I think that's a system that works, right? Again, if they're doing it the right way. So like for example, if their prices are non-negotiable, I imagine it's coming from a place of they're doing the research and they're marking the vehicles down at upfront pricing, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the best prices up front, and that's kind of where I say where like if you're doing the research and you find the vehicle that fits in your budget, it's actually a good deal and things like that. There's no reason to negotiate that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, in those dealerships, absolutely, the ones that are one price, if they're doing the first part the right way, they're doing the research, they're making sure that the vehicle is retail ready, 100% good to go, and they've done the research and make sure that the presentation is the best price in a so many radius or in this area or whatever the case is. Yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, we don't negotiate on the price.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about if I'm financing the vehicle? Can I finance it? Not finance the. Can I negotiate the down payment, for example?
So yes and no, right? A lot of times, depending on your situation, the down payment is non-negotiable, right? It's not up to me to come up with what your down payment is, right? That's coming directly from the bank. But at the same time, it's figuring out what is your goal and to negotiate to make sure you get that goal. Like, can I give you some examples?
Yeah.
Like what I see oftentimes is clients who are financing, they're negotiating the price because they believe that's going to get them a lower payment. On average, $1,000 is only going to lower or raise your payment $20. So if you're looking at a car deal and you're at $600 a month, unless somebody is ready to discount the vehicle $3,000 to $5,000,
Mm-hmm.
that goal won't be achieved, right? So it's I think be open, right? When you're talking to the dealer, and be open with what your goals are, so that way you can come to that. But can you negotiate the down payment? Yes and no, right? If you're somebody who has built a reputation in your credit profile, yeah, you could kind of do whatever you really want. There's no other way to put it. But if you're like in a credit rehabilitation program, or like you've made some mistakes and you kind of want to get back on the road, that number is coming from the bank. For me, I think for most dealers, if they could just do it within your range, they definitely would do it, because that's what they want to do, is sell the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
right? The down payment isn't the profit.
Mm-hmm. And is it true? Because I think today morning I was watching a video of stuff that you shouldn't do, or I don't even remember the topic. But is it true that a dealership can actually change the PR? That's the name? APR?
APR, yeah, absolutely, right? So like, let's say the bank, let's say you're financing a vehicle, and the bank gives us a 10% rate, right? I might, for that profit of it, a dealership might present you a 12% rate. Or if you've already, and this is kind of where the negotiation tip comes in. If you're already pre-approved and you already have one rate to compare it to, they might come back at 10%, and you'll say, hey, I have no problem financing with you, but you have to beat the rate that I already have with my bank. And in that case, you can get that negotiated,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So you're saying that, or we can say that it's better to have another or a pre-approval before coming to it?
Yeah, so like what I would do, a pro tip right here. So, and again, this is not for everybody, but this is if you've built that credit profile where you can walk into your bank or your credit union, you get approved for, let's say, a $20,000 loan or this specific car or whatever. They tell you, hey, this is what your numbers look like. This is your rate. This is the term you're approved for, or whatever the case is. When I walk into a dealership and I see that car, drive that car, whatever, everything makes sense, I would let them know, right? That is the negotiation right there. I would finance with you if you can present me either a rate that's better than mine, a term that's better than mine, or if you'd give me a better deal to finance with you, whatever it is, right? That's kind of where the negotiation starts, because the dealer, we want you to finance. Even if we don't make any extra money, like I think that's another misconception. Let's say you finance with me. I would rather actually spend money or make less money for you to finance with me than for you to pay cash or bring your own financing. And the reason is because, let's say nothing else happens, right? Let's say I give you the exact rate or even buy down your rate or whatever it is. The one thing with you financing, what that does for me is I can put you in my book of business. If I see that you're a good credit client or somebody who's worthy of making that payments, that I want that in my book of business, right? That's going to help me the next month. It might help me unlock a different goal with one of the banks I have. It might help me get into a different program. It might help me do so many more things that make money on you. That's why, as a dealer, I would love if clients finance with us. It's not the end of the world if they don't, but I would always prefer it. And that's a negotiation tool that you can already have, is that you would be open to financing with them if X, Y, and Z.
Oh, nice. And let me ask you this, and probably I made that question before, but I forgot to ask it right now, or in that moment, is that what is the out the door number? Is that something that we can work on, or the out the door number is what it is?
I think that's a great question, and that's exactly depending on what's important to you. Like some people are just going to be in the situation where it's not about the out the door number, it's about the down payment and monthly payment. But let's say you don't fall into that category, right? The out the door number is exactly what you should be negotiating, right? So let's say you have a trade-in. Let's say you got the price of the vehicle. Let's say you wanted to get a warranty or some coverage to protect yourself, whatever it is, right? That total number is really what you should be negotiating, because that's what you're going to be paying the loan on, right? Whether the loan is 72 months or 60 months doesn't change the loan amount. But what could change it is, let's say you go to one of these one-price dealers. You could get a little bit more money on your trade-in, right? And that could change that number. That's the number you should be negotiating.
Okay. So
if you're gonna negotiate.
Go ahead.
If you're gonna negotiate, that's the number you should be negotiating.
And why do you recommend no negotiator on payment?
So I don't. It's not that I don't recommend it, because again, some people are just gonna be in that situation, right? Like I've been in that situation where, like, honestly, it wouldn't matter if the vehicle was $1 or $1 million. If I can't afford more than $300 a month, and that just is what it is, right? But I don't think that's where the negotiation should start, right? I think, again, it's if you know that this is about how much vehicle I can get, right? Or I might even ask the question to the dealer, right? How much vehicle can I buy to make sure I can stick around $300 a month, $400 a month, whatever your budget is, because budget is important, and I think, right, and I'm not calling anybody out here, but, I feel like the gurus on TikTok and Instagram, they forget that these are real people and they have real budgets, right? Not everybody is a walking 800 score or a 700 score that could do whatever they want. There's some real people out there that it's not about, I don't care about the price. I really don't. I just need it to fit my budget, right? And I just don't think that that's where the negotiation should start.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But what I'm thinking is that, or going back to the TikTok people and Instagram people, is that people is saying that if you negotiate on price on the monthly payment is something bad, because you shouldn't. It depends on the length of the loan. Is that correct?
Yeah. So and that's, I think, where they're coming from is, like, let's say your monthly payment goal is $300 a month, right? Let's say, for example, a $10,000 vehicle might be a monthly payment of $300 and a 48-month loan, right? But a $15,000 vehicle, or maybe more depending on your credit, might be a $300 monthly payment on a 60 to 66-month loan. Maybe a $20,000 vehicle with somebody with great credit can be $350 a month on 72 months, right? So it's if you're just focused on that number, that's where I think it doesn't make sense.
And okay, so we have been talking about the negotiation, the loans, this and that, but can we negotiate? Let's say that a vehicle has let's say a truck. The truck currently has a brush guard and a toolbox and this and that, right? can we negotiate on the price? And me as a consumer say, hey, can you guys take off the brush guard, toolbox, and that, because I don't want to have that. I don't need it. Or maybe this is gonna lower my price of my payment or whatever. Is that something that we can do on dealership? Remove stuff or no?
Could a dealership do it? Maybe. For me, no, right? Because the amount of time I'm gonna do to remove all that is probably not worth it for me. Like if you really don't want the stuff, I hate, making sure the customer is happy is super important to me. But I would love if you just sold it yourself, right? But this is how the product that I'm selling is coming, right? But I think here are some things that people should be negotiating, right? If you're not at a one price dealer. I think definitely the price is negotiable to a certain extent. I don't think you should just walk in to negotiate. Again, like I said, I didn't negotiate my last vehicle purchase. I didn't negotiate my sister's last vehicle purchase. It just depended on what's important to you, right? So, if you found a couple other vehicles that are very similar, but maybe you just like this one better, use that to negotiate. Hey, these are I'm not being difficult. But I'm just saying that there's these 3 or 4 out there that are all $500 less, $1,000 less, whatever it might be. I do like yours better, but I want to make sure that I'm not paying more for just something I like better. Especially if it's something as simple as the color of the vehicle or whatever the case is, right? But I think those kind of tools are really important. I think negotiating your trade-in, I think that's important, right? Making sure that you've got more than one offer. So you can say, hey, well, these are the offers I have for my trade-in. And if you're far below, it's not that I have to get up and walk away. It's just that, hey, as long as you can come in line to what the market is giving me for my trade-in, that makes sense. One thing that I negotiate very often is shipping. Like for some of our clients, depending on how far they are and depending on who shipping is, sometimes I offer 10% discount on shipping. Sometimes I pay for half the shipping. Sometimes if they're trading in a vehicle, sometimes I say, hey, you just cover the shipping on yours and I'll cover it on mine. I've had clients that are not too far away, 20, 30 miles or less. And in some cases, I'll cover the shipping for them, right? If they just can't make it here or if they came here. Like I remember one time our internet went out. While we were here, we had, I think, 5 or 6 customers here. Everybody was ready to buy and our internet went out. And for us at Motorvation, that's a big deal because our entire dealership, even our phones, everything operates on the internet. And the reason it's so important here is because we can't do anything, right? I can't take any next step without the internet. And we had 5 or 6 clients here. They all wanted to buy. So what we did was we just did paper bills of sales with everybody. And we let all of them know, hey, what we're going to do here for you is we'll collect any down payments, deposits, whatever it is that you have. We'll do paper bills of sales. Once our internet is back up, we'll send you a DocuSign. You sign everything, and we'll ship you the vehicle for free. Right? And it's nothing that anybody had to pay for. And to me, I think that's a negotiating tool, right? Like, hey, just something simple that you can get. I've had clients negotiate something simple as a full tank of fuel, right? So what exactly is negotiable? I think the term of the loan is negotiable. The price can be negotiable, but it's, again, case by case. Don't walk into a dealership just offering $5,000 off just to do that. They're probably not going to want to do business with you. Like if somebody walked in here to Motorvation and said, hey, I want that vehicle, I'll give you $5,000 less for literally, I love them and I appreciate them for being here, but that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And what I don't want to do is waste anybody's time. You can negotiate the APR, but again, every point of negotiation should come with some sort of backup. You can't negotiate APR when nobody else will approve you. You can't negotiate trade when nobody else would give you a higher offer. You can't negotiate price when this is the best deal in X amount of radius, if that makes sense.
So next time that you come and you want to buy a vehicle, you know that you can unplug the internet. We're going to send the vehicle to you.
Free shipping. You won't plug my internet, I'll ship it to you for free.
All right. I don't know if you have something else or you want to add something into this topic.
Yeah, and I think part of the negotiation comes from what both parties winning, right? That to me that's a good negotiation when you win and I win too. So a pro tip to even have a conversation about negotiating, don't say that you're paying cash for a vehicle.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know how or when or why that started. I don't have all the information on that legend per se, but if you want to get the best deal for a vehicle, even if you are paying cash or even if you have your own financing lined up, how you're paying for it is not anybody's business yet. If that makes sense, right? And
wait until the people ask the question.
Or wait until it's that time, right? For example, the way we're training our sales reps here is how they pay for it doesn't matter before they've driven the vehicle and before they like it. It's our job to make sure that we get them all the information they need. If they want to test drive the vehicle, whatever the client needs, how they pay for it is not my business yet until it's time for the transaction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
right?
sense.
And again, because it does mean something to me if you finance with me, right? Even if it's not about any of the extra money, but it does mean something to me when you finance with me. I want you in my book of business, right? And just like other dealers, they're gonna go with the assumption that you're financing with them. And when it comes up, if you're already prepared, even if you have the money to pay cash for it, I would say give them an opportunity to see what it takes to earn your business on financing. One other thing that you can negotiate that most people don't know about is, or most people don't even ask about is, let's say you get a warranty, right? Most people are not negotiating the term of the warranty at all, right? The longer the term, the better the coverage you have, the more expensive the warranty is. And the less of the term you have, the less coverage you have, the less expensive the warranty is. And most people just think it's the warranty, get it or not get it is the negotiation, right? But let's say you keep your vehicles about 2 years, 3 years. Getting a 2 or 3 year warranty might be cheaper than a 5 or 6 year warranty.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Getting, let's say, for example, you're buying a vehicle that you feel like, for example, like I really like the Corolla, right? I think that's a super reliable vehicle. Getting a warranty that might cover just the random things like a windshield or key or tire and wheel, things like that. That might be a little bit more important to me than engine and transmission if it's only got 20,000 miles, right? So negotiating that hey, that I would rather have that coverage than this coverage. I don't need something to protect my engine and transmission if it's still under manufacturer warranty, right? Or whatever it may be. But the best pro tip I can give to anybody is have a reason to negotiate, right? And I've said this is going to be my third time. The reason I didn't negotiate on my last vehicle purchase was the price was already fair. It met all of my needs, and sticker is always quicker, right? If getting things done fast is important to you, if getting things done maybe online and over the phone is important to you, and not wasting a lot of time is important to you, for me, it might be worth paying an extra $100, $200, $300, $500, depending on how important your time is, to let's just wrap everything up, than for me to wait all day for a sales manager to call me or wait all day at the dealership and things like that. But if you have all your research done, you know what your trade-in is worth, you know what the vehicle you're buying is worth and things like that, the more homework you do, the better prepared you'll be.
Awesome. So remember, you can call us. We're here to serve you. Rahim is always giving his phone number, his personal phone number. You know how Rahim is. Give it again.
Yeah, my cell phone is 678-467-2471. You can always email me, Rahim at MotorvationTrucks.com. More than happy to answer any and all of your questions, even if it has nothing to do with buying a vehicle from us. But I think most importantly, messages on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I would love for it to really be more of a community. This is more about Motorvation and MotorCast and less about me. So I would love for my team to be behind helping you all out and things like that.
Awesome. Remember that you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's gonna be right here. Kennedy is doing his magic. MotorvationTrucks. You can go into.
Can you do an effect where I'm sprinkling and it's coming?
Also, you can go in and watch all the previous episodes of MotorCast on YouTube. You can find us as MotorvationTrucks, and as always, you can please subscribe on YouTube, and you can listen us on Spotify. Whether you're at the gym, coming to the dealership, going to the dealership, going to work, just whatever. Doing your regular things, you can listen us on Spotify.
And if I could ask everybody a favor, if you have any questions, any tips we could offer you, any help that you could need or questions you have or anything that that you would like some content on, just message us, drop it in the comments, anything like that. I promise you, if we have the information on it, we'll just create all of that content.
That's a good one. Yes, that's very important. If you have any question, if you want any topic that you guys want to know about, and us here are gonna have the knowledge to help you with that questions or those questions, please let us know in the comments. We're here to help.
Here to serve, baby. Serve, baby.
So until next time, guys, we love you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.